customer expectations are higher than ever. So if you don't have a clear picture of which customers are healthy and which ones might need a little bit more attention, things could start falling through the cracks. So don't let that happen to you. Hey everyone, and welcome back to HubSpot Hacks. If you're new here, HubSpot Hacks is where over 29,000 marketers, sales pros, and ops teams learn how to leverage HubSpot. I'm Alexis, a HubSpot solutions consultant here at Strat, and I heard you calling from the comment section that you guys wanted more AI videos. So today I'm here to show you all about the Customer Health Agent. The Customer Health Agent analyzes customer activity, engagement, support trends, even sentiment across the CRM data to determine whether a customer is healthy or at risk. So let's go step by step and show you how to set up this agent in your portal. So if this is the first time that you're setting up any of the Breeze agents, you are going to come into HubSpot and go under Breeze Studio and then navigate to the agent section. So if you haven't had any agents deployed yet, then this area will essentially be blank. And what you're going to do is go browse in the marketplace. And so this is where you can find all of the agents that are currently set up. So there's quite a few options, so be sure to look out for future videos so we talk about a couple of the other ones. But we are going to obviously go into the Customer Health Agent. So if you don't have it, this will go ahead and tell you to install, and you'll have to obviously have the right permissions to get that going. But once you've got that, you do have to go through this initial configuration setup to make sure that you're adding any customized information that you want. So we are going to go ahead and go into the configure settings. All right, and we're going to go ahead and just close our little tutorial window here. So this is over here on the left side where you're going to manage the actual agent itself and how it gets set up. And then on the right, we'll be able to test and actually see the results of what's run from that agent. So you can actually drag this over as well to kind of give you a little bit more space while you're working through the setup. And then you can switch it back over once you're testing the data as well. So all of the agents are going to come with a set of instructions that are already prescribed for what the agent is supposed to do. So in this Customer Health Agent, of course, the goal is to assess whether an account is, at risk, or if things seem to be going at the right track and is healthy. So it's going to gather, again, relevant CRM information. So it's going to be looking at companies, the contacts associated to those companies, deals, and tickets as well. It's going to look at any of your engagement, so calls, emails, meetings, all of that good stuff. And then if you are tracking things like renewals, it will take that into consideration as well. So this is just, again, the general instructions that everyone's going to have. Where you can really have fun and play around with things is you can add extra instructions here, depending on the type of data that you might be collecting about your customers in the CRM to begin with. So you might have a system where people are logging in and out. Maybe you have other integrations where you're feeding in data so that you know a little bit more about how they're using your product. So anything like that is what you would go into the extra instructions. So this is where you can also leverage other tools in the AI realm to try to help you refine exactly what that prompt is. You would have seen examples of me doing that in my previous video that talked about smart properties. So this works along the same lines. You want to give it a prompt that's very specific to the custom properties that you are already tracking and using with your customer engagement to really further refine exactly what you want it to use when assessing the health. So if someone hasn't logged into your platform in over 60 days, maybe that's something that you want to include as that is always at risk. That is a hard and fast rule, no exceptions there. So that could be something you add into those extra instructions. Or if they are logging in daily, maybe that gives them an extra boost to show that they are actually healthy and within range. So anything like that you can have for clear indicators. If they are submitting feedback surveys, that's obviously taken into consideration, but maybe you really want to be super specific about if they, have an NPS score that's always, 8, 9, or 10, always put that in healthy. You can really customize exactly what you want those outputs to be. So then as you scroll down, there's also a couple other recommended tools that we can prompt the agent to do. So especially if you don't have something like an integration or you're looking into your software or something like that you're providing as part of your service, you could do things like researching company news or looking at that company's webpage to see any announcements or things that might be happening with that company. Like if you know that they are going through a round of layoffs or something like that, then that might impact the health that they have with you if they are looking at cutting a bunch of costs. Or if we're seeing that their revenue has jumped exponentially in the last year, that is also something that you might want to keep into consideration to not just put someone at healthy, but maybe also flagging them as possibilities for upgrading them or giving them additional services as well. So these are different things that you can take into consideration to have the AI do outside of just a CRM, doing a little bit more research as well. You might have files or contracts or anything like that that you might want to have it analyzed. So we could have it analyze files and then tag those accordingly, or also help you writing emails or creating out tasks to do things after the agent has run and it's determined exactly what that health is, like what are the next steps you want it to take. So these are fun things that you can kind of customize and play around with as well to help make sure you're going in the right direction. So let's go ahead and just add in a couple of these just to see in our test run exactly what it's going to say. Then what does your agent know? It's going to know basically what you have set up in your portal. So if you haven't spent time really diving into the new areas in HubSpot for setting up your brand voice and your target markets, your ideal customer profiles, those sorts of things, you're definitely going to want to make sure that those are also built out when you're using these agents so that it can take into consideration exactly what your products and services are, who your ideal customers typically are, so that that can also align with this customer health. And then you do have the ability to add additional knowledge here as well. So if you did have some internal knowledge bases or anything like that about how you handle customers or anything like that, I would definitely recommend plugging that in as additional knowledge with your agent. So that's the first section, is getting all of the details really configured here and customized to your business, your services, and your products that you offer. Next, you can set up automation to make sure that this runs in an effective manner. So some people will choose to do this manually, especially if you are just kind of getting started and you're not sure about HubSpot credits, how much you want to use this, or even the results that you're going to get from these agents. You can always choose to start with doing those manually. Otherwise, once you're comfortable, you can always come back and edit your agent and actually select a trigger so this can run automatically, which is what I would recommend, is setting a schedule. Especially if you do have a CS team that is doing regular check-in calls, whether that's like monthly or quarterly, and they're regularly getting in front of their clientele, then I would definitely recommend doing this on a schedule. And so you can obviously base this off of the company itself. So if you want to look at the company as a whole, or if you want to do specific contacts, that's kind of up to you. But you can actually set these up to run annually, monthly, weekly, or even daily. Daily seems a bit much, so does weekly. So I would look at annually, monthly, just to make sure that you're taking a regular check at this. You can even have it run at a specific time of day so that you know your system is always getting updated. Then you would go ahead and select your eligible records. So if you don't already have a list of customers or a list of evangelists even, you can use that as criteria, or you can do something quite as simple as just using lifecycle stage being customer. There we go. And then we can save and continue. So that works very similar to just like a workflow enrollment trigger here. All right, so then this will be set to basically send this message monthly. So again, like if you are weary about what's going to happen with some of this instruction, do not start off with this as the trigger and having this go automatically. Definitely wait and kind of see what your results look like for a little while before setting anything up like that. So then we scroll down here and you can choose who can access this agent or make changes. So just depending on how your company functions and who you are as setting this up, you can share this so that everyone can edit and run the agent on their own, or if only select teams, users, or super admins should have access. All right, so now that we've gone through, set up, and customize exactly what we want here, I'm actually going to just remove that trigger for now as well. This is just a test portal, so we don't actually have like real customer data here. We only use this portal for testing out a couple of things when it comes to creating our videos and also like quick projects that we have for our clients. So I'm going to just run this agent for us because, again, we have data in here because we do it for a lot of testing and we often use our own emails and our internal contacts for all of our testing. So that's going to give us probably the best results for actually testing out this agent to see what's going on. So once we have this run, it is going to take several minutes here, so we'll probably cut to when this is done loading, but we're going to let this go ahead and start running its steps. All right, so now our agent has successfully finished its run. We can actually look through all of the activities that this agent has gone through. So we obviously give it the test for Simple Strat, and then it went ahead and started to evaluate all of the different CRM objects. It searched the company to see what other things it could use. It started to summarize, did some analysis, and basically comes out with this full summary for us. So again, this is using our test portal where we just do a bunch of test tickets and deals and workflows before we implement them for our clients. So it does make sense to me that this is going to come back with not the best results for Simple Strat, because we're really only using it for almost like bad things, like a bunch of deals that are stale and that kind of stuff. But it's able to give us some overall engagement. So it's letting us know we had some meetings logged, multiple tasks all throughout 2025, because of course we've been testing things all year. It's showing some emails, meetings, and no calls in the last 30 days. We don't have any calling set up, integration set up for our test portal here. We do have a bunch of fake contacts that we have associated. We also have a ton of deals that are associated, and we are listed as a customer. So it is giving us a good summary of everything that we've got going on. It can see the recent notes that we were last there and last modified dates being updated. And then it is going to give us some red flag risks, basically showing that we have a ton of support tickets showing up and a lot of follow-ups that are being created. But there aren't any negative sentiments, so that is good. So there's no like real, I guess, indicators that it's necessarily in bad health, but it's also not showing any signs of good health with all of the outstanding deals and tickets that are still there. So it's pretty funny to see this wrapped up here, knowing that we use this for a lot of our test portal implementations. So the fact that we have low risk here does make sense, but it does show some reasons here as to like why it gave us our grade, and then does give us any caveats or information that we might not be able to determine. So it does say it does not include any product usage, so it's not available to obviously give us anything there. So pretty neat how this is able to really take a look at all the things that we have connected with our company. So if we did have meeting notes or call transcripts in here, this would obviously be very, very specific to give us more insights into if the customer is giving feedback that is, centered around their relationship with you, what they think of your product or service, anything like that. It's going to be able to pull in all of that text. So I'm actually going to run this in our actual portal. We'll have to blur some things out, but I do want to show you what some real results could look like as well. All right, so we have our customer health agent run in our portal, so get you some real data to be able to view here. So a lot of this is going to be blurred out, but I'm highlighting some sections here about what I would want to highlight as far as what would be important for you guys to know that the summaries can do. So we can see here, we've got an active customer with a steady engagement. We've got regular monthly check-ins, mid-month touch points, and weekly updates. Communication is both responsive and constructive. It is able to give us highlights here about meeting cadence, emails, and even some things going on about a deferred project that we have been working on or discussing. We've also got information here about potential risks that are involved around budget. That was talked in an email thread in November that again led to a certain project actually being deferred until next year. Then we have a risk grade here of neutral. And so this again is just telling why it gave us this grade. So this would be due to budget caution and some external market pressure of things that are going on in the economy. But it is not at risk because of the consistent positive engagement, responsive communications, and steady progress. So really is able to give us a well-rounded information here about why it gave us this grade and why it's not in other categories as well. So I think this is really helpful for you guys to be able to look at this on a pretty consistent basis and understand exactly what's going on with your customers. You will want to customize and further leverage this to what specific products and services your business actually offers, or what other external factors you could pull in from other systems that might be integrated with HubSpot already, so that you really understand the full picture of what's going on in that customer health. So before you go, be sure to drop a comment or let me know what AI agent you want to see me demo next. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more HubSpot hacks, and I will see you next time.